What's up, Reds? Welcome to the Sunday Summary Talk Show on Nothing But Reds. I'm your host, Kyle. With me is Steve. Steve, we're back in action against Fulham today. I got a good feeling about this, namely because Fulham just can't seem to stay or perform at all in the Premier League, man. What's your take as you chug water?
Listen, it's okay to just say it, Kyle. Fulham's trash.
They're not good.
Yo, they're really bad.
They're not that good.
Wait, didn't they beat Leicester?
Did they?
I might be tripping here.
Well, the good news is I can go into the recent fixtures and we can look at this, right?
Yeah,
So,
seems like a good idea to kick us off. Who's in the comments here?
we got no one in the stream just this. Never mind. 8 minutes in. 8 people in. So
Oh,
now
we were talking to ourselves?
we were talking to ourselves for about 30 seconds.
That's embarrassing.
So if we go to Fulham's, wow, look at you, Steve. So they beat West Brom and they beat Leicester. And they beat Leicester away.
You gotta love it.
Ooh. Well, look, there's no denying that Fulham know how to pick up players on loan, like decent players, but they just can't perform for some reason.
Yeah.
They're 17th in the table, right?
Yeah, well, we also just drew to Brighton, who's like 1 point above them or something like that.
I mean, that's to be fair. I mean, recent form guide, we when you win 4-0 against Wolves, you got to feel confident going into the match, right?
We should smack them. And I hope Ox plays. Give him a full 90.
That's a risky
Give
thing
him
to
a
do.
full 95 minutes.
Give Ox a full 95 minutes?
Yeah, why not? The man's been out with a mysterious injury for 6 months.
It's not that mysterious. It must have been a knee ligament injury.
Why don't they just tell us?
I don't. Maybe they give the player the option. Like, hey, do you want us to report to the media what your injury is? And they're like, no, right? I mean, look at with all the NBA players, really everyone who tested positive for the virus. I don't want to say it because I don't want YouTube to come after me. But basically, like, hey, do you want us to tell the entire world that you've tested positive for this virus? I feel like they should get the option.
I feel like we should all take a moment to look over this shoulder of mine at Mo Salah back there.
I gotta hold on a second. At your shoulder.
Wait, go back to full screen because you can't see it when it's zoomed in like this. See the table thing back there?
What are you talking about?
Over
Steven?
here.
I see it, but I can't see it unless I zoom in.
You don't see that little guy in red?
Hold on a second. I can't see it. Turn your camera. I love it, dude.
That's Mo. I got that. My fiance got that for me in Italy, in Venice, Italy.
Really?
Yeah, she just like walked around the corner and was like, "I got you something," and it was a Mo Salah bobblehead.
What a
And he's
legend.
just doing this, you know that. What was that one?
Which one are you talking? He does that every time.
Yeah. But there's a memorable one, and I'm
Right.
trying to think of which one it was. But anyways, shout out Mo Salah, the GOAT.
Dude, shout out Mo Salah. Shout out your fiance for a hell of a gift, it must be said. And
Yes.
shout out to everybody in the chat. Downturn Abbey, Tony Madden, Carlton. We got Dave in the chat. Ryan Johnston, legend. Michael Ramsey, legend. And Michael Ramsey brings up a good point here. He goes, if Sheffield buy Brewster for 25 mil, I wonder how much they'd pay for Origi. It's honestly a valid point.
Not much. Honestly, they would have bought him.
Brewster's trying to catch keepers off their lines and stuff, and we can't even get Origi to hit the target on an open goal. I mean,
Can't believe it, man.
Anyways.
He's supposed to be in his prime right now. What is he, 24?
Origi's 25, probably.
He's supposed to be in his prime. He's not even worthy of game time. And if you talked to me a year ago or 18 months ago, I would have been like, oh, yeah, like he's an excellent player for us. Like at the beginning of last season, he started that first game.
Look, he's still an excellent player for us, Steve, though, right? He's just in bad
No,
form. Are you just
Kyle.
gonna brush off the fact that the man got
Barcelona Champions League final, those two. I give him credit for that. I give him credit for when he scored in 5 or 6 consecutive games a couple seasons ago.
what
I
about
haven't seen him do anything since the Everton derby last year.
I was about to say back-to-back amazing performances against Everton. Really, the last one or the first great performance, really, he just headed the ball in after T-Rex arms just I don't know what he was doing, but the ball bounced off the crossbar like 36,000 times and then he headed it in.
It's okay to respect the man because he's a Red, but for you to say he's still a great player for us, I think you're just lying to yourself.
I am lying to myself. I'm an optimist, and I think my emotions and love for the club get I don't know.
Well, there's a difference between an optimist and a out and out liar, Kyle.
I mean, dude, my emotions get the best of me when I'm thinking about players. Like, for example, like I believed back in the day that Markovic still had a chance to be great.
I loved him in FIFA with that pace. Him and Sterling, what?
In FIFA, yeah, but in
Yeah, in
real life,
FIFA.
in real life,
I
get
feel
out
like
of here.
didn't Markovic come back randomly and play like one weird game for us?
No, Markovic got that assist against or to Grujic against Barcelona in preseason. Do you remember that? All right, so Grujic's amazing lob header. It was the fourth goal at Wembley when we played Barcelona at Wembley, and I think it was in 2016-17. Dude, Markovic got that assist.
What a legend.
Paul Greaves, what a legend. Paul Greaves back in the chat, man.
We got Craig in here.
We got, shout out Anfield Agenda. JW Young in here as well. Welcome, everyone. Just want to give everyone an opportunity. If you're new and you haven't already subscribed to the channel, share the channel with a Liverpool fan. Let them know what's up over here. I think this is the best talk show on the internet, Steve.
It certainly feels like it at times.
It certainly does feel like it at times. Steve, let's take a look at some of the match stats, all right? We talked a little bit at the beginning when we were talking to ourselves for a little bit, but with some people in the chat, let's look at it. Some interesting stats here, okay? This doesn't make sense to me. The Premier League needs to get it together because it says, did you know none of Fulham's 14 Premier League home matches against Liverpool have finished level, with the Cottagers winning 5 and the Reds 9? But then you go and you look at the stats, and we have 4 draws. So that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, they must not have been at the didn't they say the home games for Fulham?
Was it home? Is that what it said? Yeah, I don't know.
Up.
Scroll back up.
Like go back to what you just read.
None of Fulham's 14 home matches. Okay, Steve. Way to keep me honest.
We got to get Kyle awake here, guys. I can't deal with this much longer.
Listen to me. It has been the last 2 days. So
you're over 2.
I'm over. I don't know what's going on.
You said Origi's still a great player for us.
I'm exhausted. Give me more coffee.
I will always love Divock Origi. Always.
I would hope so.
And the price for him has probably been cut in half. Based on his recent, I shouldn't even say form. Like he's just, I don't know what's going on with him. He had the potential to be like a player for club and country.
He did.
And that's over.
Belgium, dude. Belgium.
They're nasty. Granted, they're nasty, but he was on the brink.
Belgium's striker situation, they have great strikers. I mean, Lukaku, you remember that guy, Christian Benteke?
Oh, I remember him. Didn't he play? I think I saw him play like last week.
Yeah, he's trying to play for Crystal Palace. But look, it doesn't matter. Origi, I think it's time for him to go. At least Klopp still loves him, and I trust Klopp. But he's not performing, and he hasn't been since. And Craig or Connor, I'm not sure which one is in the chat, but I'm pretty sure that ever since the the injury after Everton, he hasn't been the same, and that's valid. It's really valid. Fly Girl MD in the chat. What's up, guys? Yep. All right. So let's go back here. 28 played. Fulham, 6 wins, 5 wins at home, 1 win away. Interesting. Fulham have 1 win away in the Premier League at Anfield. That's pretty interesting. But I guess Fulham back in the day were somewhat good. But Liverpool obviously leading this contest. Total wins 18, right? 9 home, 9 away. Now, recent meetings. Let's look at this, okay? Last time we played at Craven Cottage, we won 2-1, okay? But, you go back to 17-18, right? Or not 17-18. No, yeah, 17-18. 2-0 win, and then we had a 4-0 win back in 2013, okay? So really everything's in our favor here. I mean, we haven't lost in our last 5 fixtures. Fulham are in shambles. They don't know what they're doing, but they do have that recent win against Leicester. But Leicester are hot and cold too, Steve. So, I mean, what are you thinking, man? What are you expecting from this? I expect nothing less than a Liverpool. I'm not going to make a prediction, but I honestly think we should thrash them.
Yeah. I don't know. These games are weird sometimes where it's like 0-0 at halftime, and then we score 1 in the 58th, and then we score like 1 again in like the 88th for a convincing 2-0 win on this, whatever. But like we dominate possession and whatever.
There's no question we'll dominate possession. This is probably going to be a 70-30 possession game, okay?
But then there's also like the 4-0, 5-0 that could happen, 5-1, 4-1. I don't know.
Right, and are we due? I mean, we did beat Wolves 4-0 last match, right?
Are we due for what?
Are we due for just a thrashing?
Well, we thrashed Leicester.
Well, I'm just thinking back to Wolves because it's our most recent game. But I hear what you're saying. If we go back to where is it? Oh yeah, 3-0. We thrashed Wolves harder than Leicester, man. But look at the pattern here, Steve. Home win, home win, home win, away draw, away draw. Does that speak volumes to you at all?
We haven't won an away game since Chelsea.
So, my question to you, does that make you nervous going away to Fulham?
No. No, dude. No, I'm not nervous for any game. They don't even
have a main stand.
I'm not nervous for any game ever.
One of their stands is gone, Steven. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if they're renovating it. I don't know if it's just decaying. It's not there.
Who do they have? Mitrovic?
They have Mitrovic. They have Alfonso Areola in goal. They have Loftus-Cheek. They have Mary Lamina. They have some solid guys.
Okay. I didn't realize Lamina was there. Actually, I think you may have mentioned that like last week.
But he's not even starting though. That's the weird thing. I mean, he has been starting some games, but I would start Lamina every game.
Oh, I don't know who else they have. They're the most irrelevant team in my opinion. When I think of Fulham, I just think of like a couple years ago when they splashed so much money. Spent like 100 and something mil in the summer and then came in and got relegated.
Bringing in Shurla. Who else did they bring in?
Jean-Michel Seri, I think his name is.
Yeah, they had, and they had Sesame.
Michael John Seri. You know who I'm talking about. The small guy.
Yeah.
Who else?
And, hold on. Before you continue, I just want to point out to the people, this is the only time in Nothing But Reds history that Steven's lighting has been better than mine.
Get used to it, guys.
I just want to say, because Steven's lighting is usually trash.
That's all changing soon, so.
Yeah. So I just want to go back to the chat and say what's up to some people. Yeah, I'm pumped. We got Paul Greaves back in the chat, Steve. I haven't seen Paul Greaves in a minute.
Paul, where have you been, man?
Big up Steven's lights.
It's literally just a beautiful day outside and the lights coming in the window.
Oh, nothing.
I can't really take credit for it, but I am moving to a new location very soon. And we'll have
Hell yeah. Shout out.
We'll have professional lighting. I'm getting sponsored by a local lighting company here. So
well, you want to send some of those lights my way, Steve? Jeez. We got Mike Oriarden in the chat. Welcome. Shane Buckley in the chat as well. Ooh, and he says it's his daughter's birthday. She is 8. Let's give her a happy birthday shout out.
Whose birthday?
It's Shane Buckley's daughter. And his daughter, I guess, changed his name a while back to Madison in Daddy's World. So I'm assuming her name is Madison.
Wow. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Madison. Everyone in the chat.
I have a question. This might be dumb.
Hold on. We got to give a hashtag happy birthday in the chat. Go ahead, Steve.
Hashtag happy birthday in the chat from everyone to Shane. This could be really dumb.
It probably
I
will
am
be.
transparent, and I need to know, is happy birthday the song an American thing? Is it a global thing? Do you guys have your own twist on it in the UK? I must know.
That's actually a very good question.
All right, so it's not as dumb as I thought it was.
Yeah, because that's something I would ask, to be fair. All right,
Let us know in the chat along with a hashtag happy birthday.
hashtag happy birthday. Now, Tony Madden brings up a good point here. And there's also, we got a bunch. Here they come. They're rolling in. It's the
Let's
same.
go. Keep it up. See if we can get 20.
Yeah, so there it is. So Tony brings up a good point. There's two things, all right? Tony says VAR is the only thing that makes me nervous. And again, Tony Madden, that cool logo next to Tony Madden's name. Tony Madden's a channel member, and he's coming up on his first full month as a channel member, so that badge is going to get upgraded to the next coolest one. So shout out to Tony. Check out the channel memberships, everyone. Exclusive behind-the-scene access. Shameless plug there, but I just wanted to throw that out. So VAR, right? And then Mike brings up, no, it is Mike. No injuries, right? Steve, you mentioned at the beginning of the show, put Ox in for 95 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
What are you smoking? The man, he's, and I love Ox, right? But I don't think you can just throw him in for 95 minutes.
No, and they're not going to, and I don't actually expect them to. It's just getting fired up at the beginning of the show, Kyle.
I'm just saying.
I mean, shit. What if he's on a brace? Let that man rock and roll for another 30. Get a hat trick. I mean, the chances of that are slim to none.
Right.
Unless we're playing Man City in the Champions League.
Do you think Klopp does what he did with Matip for a good year, where he brings Ox on in the 88th minute, and he's like, "Go ahead, lad, go make a difference."
Oh God, the game's already put to rest, and
yeah. I say this is my let us know what you guys think in the chat. JW Young already did it, and here's what I'm thinking: Ox gets 30 minutes today. He brings 60th minute.
I'd start him. I'd start him and either give him a full half or like the typical 60 and sub. If he's fit to play, well, then he's fit to play for 60. In my opinion, if you're fit to play, you can play at least 60.
Well, fit to play and match conditioning, being conditioned to play a full match, there's a difference.
Okay, if you're fit to play, you should be fit to play a half. Is that fair?
Yes.
Okay, and then you get a rest for 15 minutes. From that point, you should be fit to play another 15 minutes. I would imagine that's reasonable. That's how I would view it. No one gives a crap how I would view it, but I'm just saying. That makes sense.
Oh, man. All right.
Let's get him in there. And I hope he's not sloppy. Because you know when Ox gets a little sloppy?
Yeah.
I want to see that man come back ready to rumble.
At the end of last season, man, he was sloppy. And you know how he goes through those phases where like his touch isn't there. Like he'll
Yeah.
I don't want to see that. I don't want to see
It's something
that.
I never see with Naby.
I never see it with Naby, but we also never see Naby.
Who? Wait, who?
Oh, by the way, Shaqiri's injured again. Not sure if you could have guessed that one.
You could cryogenically freeze me for 6 months. I'd wake up and you could ask me 3 questions. 4 questions. Is Matip hurt? Is Ox hurt? Is Shaqiri hurt? Is Keita hurt? I would say yes to all of them. And there is a good chance that I could be right across the board. It's in 2023, let's say.
Oh, my God. Dude.
Or Allison, too. Allison's getting there.
Yeah, I don't know.
That would be more of a 50-50.
That is so weird to me that I've never heard or witnessed a goalkeeper get injured as much as Allison. Now, granted, they're not serious injuries.
It's in training sometimes, too.
Yeah,
he trains really hard, apparently. Is he training on rocks? Is he diving on gravel? Like,
he might be. He might be. All I'm saying is good for him for training that hard, but stop getting injured, bro.
Yeah, he is He's such a good player. And they definitely have like a very rigorous goalkeeper training regimen. There's no doubt. You watch the clips here and there.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
intense. And I
Yeah,
don't know if all teams are like that, but
yeah. Well, yeah, they're hopping, they're diving, they're doing it quickly, they're hitting the ground hard. I mean, yeah, and that's how it's got to be. That's how it's got to be. And I'm fully convinced that's why he made that great save against Napoli 2 seasons ago. You know what I mean? Like it's stuff like that. That type of training that prepares you for that. But the trade-off is you get injured in training. You know what I mean? But Steve, let's look at the season so far. Like I said earlier, Fulham, 17th place. All right. Really, the only team that's doing worse is Sheffield United, in my opinion, even though Fulham aren't in that 19th spot. I You could argue that recently with the wins against Leicester and then West Brom like 5 matches ago, right? Yeah, 5 matches ago. Yeah. That maybe they're finding their form, right? But look, 2 wins, 1 draw, 8 losses. 8. Okay. You look at us, 7 wins, 3 draws, 1 loss. Okay. They're only averaging 1 goal per match. Okay. They're not, they can't get on the scoreboard. Okay. And it's because they're defending most of the freaking game. Okay. And average goals conceded per match, I'm not going to talk too much crap about this one because we were up there for a while. Now, granted, it was because of the Aston Villa loss, but we were up above 2. They're hovering right below 2 with 1.91 goals conceded per match. Okay. I do want to say, though, Areola is a good keeper. It doesn't help the keeper, though, when the defense in front of you is horrendous. Okay. 1 clean sheet to our 3, not a big difference there. We create a lot of chances, obviously, because we have the best attack in the world, arguably. Okay. And they lost to Arsenal. Really, that tells me everything I need to know. What are you thinking after looking at this, Steve?
I was on mute. I agree.
You were
This paints a perfect picture here. I think it's pretty straightforward.
yeah. I mean,
I kind of feel bad for them.
you do because correct me if I'm wrong. The people from the UK, Fulham. I mean, if you live in London, like you've definitely heard of Fulham, and if you live in England, you've heard of Fulham. Historically, they're good.
Yeah,
Like
they're not like I wouldn't say, and I don't live over there, of course, not yet. But I wouldn't say they're like a small club. Like they're a name. They're like a household name, like you say. You mentioned if you live in London, you've heard of Fulham. Well, yes, of course.
yeah, that was stupid. That's why I corrected it. I was
No,
like,
but if you're a football fan of anywhere, you've heard
yeah,
of Fulham.
yeah. Oh, and Shayna, you're right. Shout out Shayna as well. Jota out for 2 months with a
Yeah, there's
minor.
a couple things we got to get to, and
Yeah,
this is one of them.
yeah. If you watched the match against Midtjylland, okay, we saw Simikas got a knock and we saw Jota got a knock. Okay,
Both knees, actually.
yeah, both knees. I saw what's his face. Simikas was getting his ankle assessed and everything was fine with his ankle, but Jota 2 months out. Okay, could be worse. 2 months out with a knee injury. It's a minor sprain, but it's what are you thinking, Steve? It's probably a ligament, right? So it needs a little more time to heal. But what I just don't understand, it's like, is this the only team that are we the only team that this happens to? Because I don't pay attention that closely to the other teams. I watch the highlights, but I don't pay attention to their injuries and everything.
No, there's a lot of teams with injuries. However, not to their best players.
And that's who it seems like it happens to, right?
Well,
like Origi is always fit. He's always fit.
Well, dude, it's tough when you come into the season with like not as many center backs as any other team in the league, and then all of them get hurt. So that's why ours is kind of like magnified a bit because they were like all center backs to start. And then like we had Thiago come in and everyone was so fired up. He plays like one game. He plays like 100 minutes of football and then he's mysteriously out for like a year. Think about it. Ours really hurt because it was Virgil, Joe, Thiago, Fabinho, Matip, and then we're like, well, what do we do now?
Yeah.
And then Allison. So I think ours is just like better players are hurt, but there's a lot of teams dealing with crazy injury situations right now. The Jota situation. When is the next break? Isn't there a break coming up?
There's no international breaks until March.
So there's no breaks.
I'm
No
like,
break.
I'm about 100% sure.
I thought there was a break around like January or like Christmas time.
Well, there's definitely no break around Christmas time. We know that.
What's our Christmas present this year, Kyle? What are we getting for Christmas?
Is it 36,000 points above the second place squad?
No, that was last year. I think our Christmas present is going to be a Thiago return sometime around Christmas.
Despite the news that he's going to be out until the new year with a mysterious injury that nobody knows what's going on?
I think he's coming back early for a nice little Christmas present.
Ooh, okay. So Boxing Day, Christmas present.
Who are we playing on Boxing Day?
It's a great question. It's a great question.
Doesn't matter. All eyes on Fulham. We're focused on today's
Doug
match.
coming in clutch. Doug, shout out Doug, by the way. Dugout Football Channel. We play West Brom on Boxing Day, then Newcastle on the 29th. That's a favorable fixture list right there, coming off of the Christmas time. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I like that because West Brom don't know what they're doing either.
No, and Fulham played Man City last, I think.
They did. Well,
yeah, right. So they're like, now they got to play us. I feel bad for them.
I mean, they're going to eventually have to play everyone. You know what I mean, Steve? But
yeah, but back to back.
Yeah,
they're just trying to get a result.
They've had a tough fixture list the last 5 games. I mean, you look at West Ham, Everton, Leicester, Man City. Even though Everton just fell off a cliff. I mean,
they just beat Chelsea yesterday.
See, I haven't watched any of the highlights because I've been at a wedding, so like I haven't been able to. I should have watched that, but if they beat Chelsea
COVID wedding,
what?
A nice COVID wedding,
dude. Don't get me started. Okay, I don't agree with it, but to be in all fairness, it was a fantastic wedding. Fantastic wedding. Let's go back to the chat here. So then we play Southampton on the 2nd of January. That'll be a great match. Southampton, man. When I read the word Southampton, immediately Danny Ings just pops in my head. I just love that man.
One of the greatest strikers of this generation.
All right, let's go back to the stats for a second. We'll go to the top player stats, okay? Salah, man, he's quietly accumulated 9 goals. It's like I just love this man. Like every season, man, no matter how much slander or disrespect this man gets in the media, he has 9 goals in the Premier League, man.
I have been saying this all year. I try to mention it every show. Well, not anymore because now everyone knows. But you remember, like a month or 2 ago.
Oh, I remember.
Like, guys, we got to give Mo Salah a little bit of credit here. I posted about it on Instagram. He's just Mr. Reliable. And that slander, I think, is old stuff. I haven't heard much slander about Mo in a year, I'd say.
Oh. Not trying to kick you out, Steve, I promise. Yeah.
And you're not trying to let me pin either, but that's neither here nor there.
That is literally I nothing I can do about that because I don't know.
The Mohamed Salah slander has been gone for, I'd say, about a year. The whole selfish stuff, yeah, I don't see it anymore.
Well, he hasn't really had a selfish incident since Burnley last season.
Well, it's okay if you're scoring 32 goals in a Premier League season. It's okay to be selfish because everything you shoot's going in. But when you don't, because you come back down to earth somewhat and you only score 20 or 22, some of those moments where the shot doesn't go in or it gets saved or it goes wide, people are going to point the finger at you for being selfish.
Well, sure. And the top player on every team, or at least the top player on every team is going to get all the blame. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. The one thing I have noticed, the Roberto Firmino slander has definitely quieted down recently. But we know because he looks better. Like he just flat out looks better. He might not be producing statistically, but he flat out looks better than he did at the beginning of the season. But you're right, Salah. I still think he is the most disrespected player. Like he doesn't get the credit he deserves, and I'm no angel, man. I've been critical of him before for being selfish, but this season, I think, has really opened my eyes. Just like to me, watching these games, I'm more confident when he gets the ball. Last season, like the whole season last season, despite how well he did, there were times when he would get the ball, he would dribble, and I'm just like, he's going to lose it. He's going to lose it. Like, I don't know. I just wasn't confident. But now he's doing fine. And then, of course, we got Andy Robbo. Steve, have you watched the Wingmen with him and Trent?
Not really.
Oh my God, Steven, you have to. I think the Anfield Rap or Blood Red, someone, there is a channel on YouTube where they posted every episode in one video. Oh my God, you got to watch it. It's the funniest thing. Like
I'm gonna
right
have to
now.
check it out.
No, you need to watch it right now.
Like,
During
right,
the
I
stream.
can leave the stream.
We'll kick you out, go watch it, and then come back.
Deal.
Okay. No, but seriously, go watch it. It's
Golden says the solid crap is still around. I don't catch wind of it here, I guess. And Kyle, you say he's still like the most disrespected player. Like I'm
on
at
our
this
team,
point,
on
I'm
our
just
team.
okay with that because if he is, I don't know. When I think about, I don't think people respect Henderson as much as they should. So I think we could make the argument there. But
Oh, yes.
it's just Salah is always freaking there, no matter what. We're upset about Bobby. We're waiting for Thiago. But guess what? At the end of the day, Mo Salah is there putting balls in the back of the net effortlessly. He makes people look stupid. You know what he's going to do, and you still cannot stop it. And God forbid you blink and lose your focus for a millisecond. He's gone on the break. And he's going to finish that every time.
I can't
Breakaway.
argue.
He gets more breakaways than anybody I've ever seen.
I literally
He gets like one or two a game. You're like, what? This isn't supposed to happen. These are professionals on the other side of the field.
He had two breakaways in the Michelin game. He didn't even try to score in that game, and he scored. The first
people are saying, what a finish by Mo. Everyone that says that, I'm like, did you watch that? It was a little bit of a sketchy finish.
It wasn't. He didn't finish. That was accidental, I think.
That was like a deflection. Well, not a deflection, but it was not pretty.
It was a little weird. But, dude, the stats back, there was someone in the chat said he's already an all-time Liverpool forward, and that's not debatable. If you look at all the attacking stats, not only is he up there with the Liverpool greats, I think he's passed most of them, all right? He's ahead of stats. If you compare stats to like Ronaldo and Messi, goals per number of appearances, it's insane, dude. It is absolutely insane how well he's done at Liverpool. And it's like the buildup wasn't necessarily like screaming that he was going to be a legend. Like Fiorentina, Roma, he was good at Roma. Don't get me wrong, he was good. Something's telling me he got like.
It was like a 15-15 season.
Something like that. And then he comes to Liverpool, and he's an absolute legend. Like literally,
the stars aligned. He had a better coach. He had a better system. He had better players behind him. He had better players to feed him, and he had something to prove. You could just tell he had a chip on his shoulder coming back into the PL.
Yeah,
he wanted to prove himself. This has become the show about Mo Salah, and I'm like getting goosebumps because of how let's see him. Where is he?
I'm not mad about it.
I'm
not mad about it.
There he is. Wait. Here he comes.
Here he comes. Where is he?
Slowly. Mo Salah. Mo Salah.
I wish I could. Hold on. I want
running down.
I want to put you on the screen. All right, now there we go. Zoom in on him.
I don't know how to do that.
Oh, dang it. Neither do I. Okay,
we're going back up. I got them all plugged in. I got wires everywhere. Heartbeat monitors. I got to track my health here.
If we start talking about the
community shield, I might lose it.
Let's go over to the chat. Let's see what's up with everyone in here. Hey, Steve, your one pin advocate is in the chat. Liz, good morning, Liz. How you doing? And oh yeah, she said the solid crap is still around. So
I guess I just don't see it.
Anfield Agenda, Salah's now scored more Premier League goals than Ronaldo. People need to put respect on his name. This is what I was talking about, dude. The stats are there. And I've said this on Twitter before too. If you haven't already, follow us on Twitter and Instagram, guys. When you see the stats on paper, you're like, whoa, this guy is actually one of the best of all time, one of the best Liverpool players of all time. And he's in the conversation if he continues at the pace he's going, which, to be fair, in his 4th year, doesn't look like he's slowing down. So he's going to continue. And with that, you got to give the guy credit, right? And I think the argument there that he gets disrespected is because he's not necessarily great on the ball, okay? But in the final third, this man can find teammates and he can finish. And that's really all you need, because he's going to rack up assists and goals that way, okay? And as an attacking winger / striker, what more do you want? But it must be said, on the ball, he may not be the greatest. What would you say to that?
So what?
I like it. On the breakaway is a different story. On the breakaway,
who's great on the ball? Let's give a comparison.
So when I say great, great on the ball, right? Mane, right? When Mane has the ball, I'm never thinking to myself, he's going to lose it or he's just going to give it up, right? And this is just how I feel, right? Mane gets it. He does some step overs. And not only that, he's great with his left foot, right? He just is. He's agile. He's quick. And he can sense when a defender is going to reach in for a tackle. Salah, on the other hand, he's very direct. You don't see Salah doing step overs and stuff. You don't see Salah doing Rabonas. You don't see Salah is just going to dribble right at you, and he's just going to do a little shimmy, a little shimmy, and he's going to get by you and score. Like that's all I'm saying. And we are really turning this into the Mo Salah show, and I love it. Let's look at the stats here.
We got people trying to get themselves unbanned from Manfield Agenda in here. I feel like this is the 2nd or 3rd time it's happened. People just come to the Nothing But Reds stream to try to decrease their banishment, lift their banishment from another channel.
Ryan Evans coming in here saying, man, "Can you check if I've been banned?"
Oh man,
I don't. Usually,
hopefully you're not, Ryan.
From what I've seen, Anfield Agenda, it's usually someone will come in and just make a ridiculous comment, and then Craig will just be like, "All right, banned."
Oh, really?
I've seen it before.
Well,
it's really
if I had
funny.
pinning permissions and banning permissions, half of these people would be gone.
Yeah,
no, not half, but at least a few over the course of this year.
It's not without principle though. Like Craig will ban them for like bad comments, and I'm like, oh, okay, fair enough.
Hey, channel, adios.
Exactly. We've only had to ban one person, Steve, and I think it was because they came in and they were calling Liverpool fans murderers, and I was like, yeah, we're not having that.
Yeah. Okay. So before we got to wrap this up and talk about there was one other thing we needed to get to today: score protections, all that stuff. So before we move on from the Salah situation, somebody in this chat said he's disrespected because of his Arabic and Muslim background, and I don't think I agree with that at all.
I don't either.
He's the most famous person out of Egypt since your man, King Tut.
Excuse me?
Did you hear me?
I heard you, but I was also
Mo Salah is the most famous person out of Egypt since your buddy, King Tut.
King Tut.
Yes. Mo Salah is a global icon. I don't think it has anything to do with his religious background, the countries he's from. He's an African player, right? Or like whatever. People don't like, I don't think it's that much different than like an Aubameyang.
I think, I don't know. I just think I think judging people or prejudging people or slandering people because of their nationality or ethnicity is just way below us as a society now. Like, I feel like these players, like you said, he's a global icon, dude. Like, it doesn't matter if he's Arabic. It doesn't matter if he's American. It doesn't matter where he's from. He's a Liverpool player. He's incredible. Like, I don't care where you're from, dude. I'm fascinated by the fact that we have players from all over the world. And that's part of the reason why I love the Premier League and I love European soccer, right? Just because of the vast like reach of it. I think that's why I love it so much. But anyways,
Yeah, we
back to
don't
my
get that here in
and
the U.S. sports. We don't get that.
yeah, I mean, we get a little diversity, right, in the NBA, right? We got some people from Latvia, Croatia, like
Yeah, but
Turkey.
it's always there's always it's always a big deal. Like they feel the need to mention it every time.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like the
and
guy
Ruger,
from Spain, the Spaniard.
oh yeah,
And it's like, no.
yeah, yeah, and of course, like in football, there's obviously the thing too where it's like, France has great players, right? But the thing is that Egypt isn't historically known to be great at football, and then you get Mo
No,
Salah.
at anything.
Exactly, and you get Mo Salah, and Mo Salah is now considered one of the greatest of all time, and I think that's what the coolest thing about it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
No, he's the most famous person from Egypt ever.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. He's literally an icon. You said it. He's a god in Egypt.
There's a mural of him, a massive mural in New York City. That is insane.
Isn't it?
That is insane. This man grew up in Egypt.
Yeah. And we
have a couple decent players on Egypt. I don't want to start rambling about those guys, but
yeah.
whatever.
And we won't. I just want to put this up there as well because Anfield Agenda is getting some slander in the chat. It's definitely I don't think I've been watching Anfield Agenda for years. It's not Craig's fine. It's his channel. He can do what he wants. And he's done a
None of
fantastic
that slander in here. Get out of here with that.
Yeah, fantastic job.
I was just pointing out how it's funny how we just get people that try to get back in Craig's good graces on our stream.
It's pretty funny. But and I agree. Society is always going to be prejudiced against people. I don't know why, but that's just how society is, online abuse and everything like that. But let's go. Lineup prediction, Steve. There's a good chance the lineup may have come out already. No, not yet. Not yet. All right, let's go ahead. Let's go. Lineup predictions. Steve's up. Steve-O.
Allison's back.
Is he?
That's my guess.
Oh, no, wait, he is. Okay.
Allison. You guys, someone's going to catch me out of technicality here and be like, this guy's hurt. Well, I can't keep up with all these injuries. Let's just go back for Fabinho. Is Matip healthy?
Yeah.
Fabinho, Matip, Robbo, Trent, Hendo, Ox. Oh. Did Keita get hurt again?
No, he's good.
Okay. Genie, Ox, Hendo. And then the front three.
Genie, Ox, Hendo. Okay.
So Bobby, Mane, and then King Mo. The greatest thing to ever come out of the pyramids. King Mo Salah. Hang on.
Let me ask you, where is he?
There he is.
My man. Man. So we got Ryan Evans in here. Ryan, you got to let us know if you got unbanned, if it worked. Let us know if it worked. We got Ryan Evans going Kelleher, Trent, Matip, Fabinho, and Robertson, Henderson, Oxman, Alden, Firmino, Salah, Mane. See, a lot of people are going with a super strong lineup, and I like it. I shouldn't underestimate Fulham, but dude, Klopp has been known to rotate aside against a bottom half team, bro.
Don't we play Tottenham on Wednesday?
That's what I'm saying. There's a quick turnaround with this, dude.
What do you mean by rotate?
Okay. So we rotated the week. We put Leighton Clarkson in there.
Well, that's because the game was meaningless. But who would we rotate? Who would we bring in? Like Nabi?
Reese. You know what I mean?
Nathaniel? Sepp Vandenberg?
Is it his? It is. Oh, I can't even speak. Oh my God. Is it his time, Steve?
At right wing, of course. Yeah. It's time to bring Sepp Vandenberg in at the right wing spot.
He's been calling for it, man. He's like, I'm ready, Klopp. Put me in.
Yeah, he ain't sniffing the pitch at center back. He's an out-and-out right winger.
We got George saying Allison, Trent, Matip, Fabinho, Robbo, Genie. So a lot of similar lineups here.
Jones. I forgot about Jones. God.
Jones is going to play. There's no question. Tony always keeping us honest here. Allison, Trent, Matip, Fabinho, Robertson, Wijnaldum, Henderson, Jones. Jones, I love Jones. I love him now.
Yeah, I think we can all agree. He's just so solid. Let's just put Ox in there. Let's just get Ox in there.
Ox is not starting.
Why?
Well, I just don't
If
think
he's going to start against any team, his first game back, it would be this team.
Well, first off, I guarantee you, Klopp has been known to just be like, "What?" He'll just be listening. I guarantee you, has a finger in all these different streams all over the world where they're like saying Ox won't start, this person won't start, and Klopp is just writing it down. He's like,
Jurgen Klopp is in here right now watching this stream.
Yeah,
this is what he does before 2 hours before his matches on Sundays. If we have that midday game, he comes to Nothing But Reds and he watches. And he wants you to let me pin as well.
What's that?
And he wants you to let me pin as well.
Oh, does he?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure he does. Michael Ramsey, thank you for the super chat. I don't know. I just can't.
No, thank you for the comment.
I was just going to say,
guys. None of this.
Michael, thank you very much for the super chat. We do appreciate it. I just can't agree with the comment. And it's just my opinion. Everyone's
we're not going to entertain this anymore. We're gonna put that down. We're not going to entertain this anymore.
You're going to sit down and be quiet.
No, we're not entertaining this anymore. None of this slander. We're here to have fun. I'm not doing this.
Shayna wishes to see Curtis Jones. Liz, lineup. She's going Allie with Trent, Matip, Fabinho, and Robbo. Pretty standard back line. Genie, Hendo, and Jones, and the best front three in all the land. I really do hope we see that. Yeah. See what else we got. Yeah, so, yeah, well, we won't.
Why is it pinned? Why is that pinned again? Get that down.
Oh, my God, it was an accident. I didn't mean to pin it. Sorry, Steve. Jesus. All right.
We'll take the slagging if it makes you guys money. Thanks, Craig.
Yeah, no.
Appreciate you being the punching bag here, but this is just.
Craig's just like, unload here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hey, Dave, appreciate you being here, man. Take care. And this is what I agree. I agree with Tony here. I can see Ox coming on in about the 70th minute, Steve.
No, I want him to start.
I know you want him to start.
He's got the butterflies. He's nervous. He's back. Put that man out on the pitch right away and let's celebrate him. Let's celebrate him because I say it could happen again anytime now. It could happen with him warming up in the 65th minute, getting ready to come on in the 70th, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just get him on right off the rip there.
God, man, there is something about Ox coming on the field that just makes me smile. Look at me. I can't even stop smiling right now.
Even when he's in poor form, I'm just let's go, Ox.
I don't know.
He just brings so much energy.
Why do I like him so much? Well,
he's another player that's got that bravery, like you mentioned about Nathaniel Phillips.
Yeah. He doesn't back down from anything, right? Regardless, like you said, regardless if he's in bad form, he doesn't back down. He goes into challenges. He tries to make things happen. And I think I love that. And I really think it's because Klopp gave him that opportunity. Said, listen, kid, I know you've been playing right wing back for Arsene Wenger for your entire career, but we're going to put you in midfield.
Mm-hmm. We're going to spend $40 million and bring you over out of the blue.
I love that. I absolutely.
And then his first game over, he mentions the beat down we put on Arsenal when he was still a player. Like a 4-1 beatdown or a 4-0. Anyways, insults will only be accepted through super chats.
I think I
agree with that.
That is the funniest comment, dude. All right. Doug, here we go. So Doug originally he couldn't decide between Kelleher and Allison. But Doug's going Kelleher, Trent, Phillips, Fabinho. So Phillips getting the start. I agree with that, dude. I agree with a Phillips Fabinho backline today. I really do.
Keep Matip fresh for Tottenham because we don't want him to get hurt.
Bingo. Wait a minute. Hold on. Did Dortmund sack? We got breaking news on Nothing But Reds. Dortmund sack their manager.
Who?
I guess his name is Favre. Is it Brett?
Keep up with them over there. Oh, Brett Favre?
Is Brett Favre?
Yeah.
I don't understand. I just can't keep up with any of that. But Steve, okay, lineup predictions. I've been reading off the chat's lineup predictions. We need to hear yours.
I already gave mine, Kyle. Remember?
You did. I'm sorry.
Remember?
I haven't slept in 12 days.
Genie,
All right.
Hendo, Ox in the midfield. That's the only thing that's a surprise from me.
All right. Okay. I like what I read in the chat. So I think Allison comes back. I mean, if he's healthy, why would you not start Allison? So I think Allison comes back. We go Trent, Phillips, Fabinho, and Robbo. Midfield, we're going. I'm going to throw a curveball here. I'm going to go Hendo, Keita Jones. Wait, what? What's Kyle smoking? Watch it happen. And then the front three, normal front three.
Oh man.
That's what I'm
This is
going
gonna
with.
be
Score
good.
predictions in the chat right now, guys.
Yeah, we're wrapping it up here. Let's get some score predictions in.
Yeah, everyone going Hendo, Genie, Nabi. So no Jones. I think Jones gets the start. And I also think Nabi gets the start because Klopp is going to end up starting Genie and Hendo, and he just has to decide on that third midfielder against Tottenham. All right, you're muted.
All right.
Oh, never mind.
Why am I the only person that thinks Ox is going to start? Why am I the only person?
Because really, that should just answer your own question, Steve. If you're the only person saying Ox will start, then you're the outlier.
Are you guys following the Instagram yet?
Listen, Steve, I'm not going to put it past Klopp to just start Ox. I'm not putting it past Klopp to start Leighton Clarkson today. He literally, I don't think I've ever, maybe once I've gotten a starting 11 correct. We don't know what he's going to do, man.
Jeez, I need a coffee. Yeah, you're right. We don't know. We don't know. There's no way of knowing.
Yeah. Dave going Genie, Hendo, Jones, right?
Don't we? If you see Ox in the starting lineup, tell me you're not going to be excited.
Oh, I'm definitely going to be excited.
All right, so why is it unfathomable?
I think it's because he's literally just coming back from an injury and he just started first team training. He hasn't even been first team training for a week yet.
So what? This is a good practice round for him.
No. That's what I'm saying. You ease him back in. You throw him in the 60th minute or the 70th minute. You don't need to start him.
I'm going first half. He's going to play for the first half.
Okay. And then what? He's subbed at halftime?
Yeah, we've been doing a lot of that lately.
Okay.
Hendo on the second half here and there. God, I want to see it so bad.
All right. So let's go to the score predictions. We got Doug going 3-0 to Liverpool with a Mane hat trick. I would love that.
Sorry. Jeez.
George, you'll never walk alone. 4-0 Liverpool. Niall Ma, 3-1 Liverpool. Fly Girl MD, 4-0. Dave going 0-2. I can't believe I just said 0. That felt weird. 0-2. Let's see what else. Oh, yeah, no more injuries. Good for the love of God. Can we just... I just don't want an injury. Can we go a month without an injury?
No. Next question.
It can't happen. It just can't happen. We got, okay, Liz Golden saying, Steve, Ox could start. Hardly ever does anyone predict a Klopp. Yeah, no one predicts a Klopp lineup right. It just doesn't happen.
I was just curious as to why I was the only one. There was really nothing. Just surprised.
I think Steven, I really just think, bro, it's that Klopp, he could very well start Ox, but I really just think he's just going to play it safe. The last thing he wants is another injury, dude.
What's the difference in playing the first half and coming on in the 60th? 10 minutes?
Yeah.
All right.
One more time. Steve, one more time for the people. Can we get Mo Salah?
Oh, hang on. Mo Salah in a random plant. Don't ask me what it is. No idea.
The plant adds what's the word I'm looking for? It adds aesthetic to the room, I guess you could say.
Mm,
Yeah. So, Steve, do you have a score?
ambiance.
Ambiance. There we go.
Feng shui.
Feng shui. Steve, what's your score prediction, bro?
7-0.
Jesus.
No. God, I feel like they're gonna get one. I'm going 4-1.
What if it is 7-0?
Oh man. Well, then I'm gonna feature Mo Salah 3 times in every single Sunday summary from now on. Or has it been 4 times? 3.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Paul Greaves going 5-0 to Liverpool. I love that, Paul.
It's sweaty, and I love it.
I love it. Bradley Fricker, I think it's your first time in the chat. Welcome, Bradley. 4-0 to the Mighty Reds. Absolutely love it. Tony Madden saying, if we're doing well in the game, then there's no real pressure coming on in the 60th minute. That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, that's what I'm saying. An Anfield agenda to wrap up the score predictions. 3-0 win. Absolutely love it. I would love a clean sheet here, Steve.
I would love a clean sheet. It's really hard for me to predict those these days.
That's true. That's true. I think we are going to rip them apart going forward. I really do. Like, just based on what I've watched from them, I don't know, man. They put Areola in tough situations. And
That poor guy.
yeah, seriously. I mean, obviously he came to Fulham on loan to get playing time, and he plays every single game. But good Lord, man. We're going to rip them apart.
I feel like when I look at their lineup, they should be like middle of the table.
That's what I'm saying. They should be.
And who knows? They could turn it around.
They could. They could.
Today's not the day to start that journey, though.
No, definitely not against Liverpool. But match is coming up in exactly 2 hours. We just want to thank everybody for being in the chat today. Really appreciate it. Again, if you're new, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Follow us on social media. Again, follow the Instagram page as well as the Twitter account, guys. And if you are a returning subscriber and you want to check out the benefits of being a channel member, the link is in the description. Check those out. You get custom badges, custom emojis, as well as behind the scenes footage that you won't want to miss out on, guys. So, Steve, do you have any closing thoughts, my man?
I got nothing.
Nothing at all. Steve wants to get out of here.
No, that's not true at all. I got nothing. I think we covered everything. Shout out Mo Salah, not just the bobblehead.
Not just the bobblehead.
The actual Egyptian king. It should play with a crown on his head.
Mo's going to have himself a game today.
He always does.
Again, thanks everyone. Shout out Liz. We appreciate that. And until next time, Reds, take care.